It's me, Renee. I'm back. Today, I'm gonna give you tips in case if you have someone in your life who wants to get back into reading, who haven't read in a while, or if you have someone in your life who wants to read but like never read before, but they kind of want to try to read. So these are gonna be reads that are engaging but not too difficult. A good place to start again. So they're books that are not very long. They're books that are not difficult language and yeah, engaging reads. And other than that, it's kind of a bit of this, a bit of that. And I feel like this video could have something for everyone. Yeah, I feel like it could. First, we have Odd Girl Out by Laura James. This is an autobiography. It is not long at all. It's 220 pages, so a short book is also good for people who don't read a lot. This is about a woman who gets diagnosed with autism in her while she's in her 40s. So she's an adult when she gets diagnosed, but she always kind of felt different. And the book kind of she looks back at her life, but she also looks back at her present, which is when she gets diagnosed. And it's a interesting look at how it is to be a woman with autism, and I suppose also how to be British in, well, today, in that time, because this one came out in 2019, I want to say, and it was written, yeah, around then, so it's around Brexit's area, time period, and whatnot. So that's also kind of interesting. So yeah, I feel like some people feel like I can't read because reading is a waste of time, blah blah. I mean, to those people, I would say A, it's not, but also B, lots of non-fiction books out there that will not be a waste of time in any way at all. So yeah, if you want something to recommend those non-fiction people in your life, this could be one of them. Then you have Friends to Keep in Art and Life, which is just a great, funny, like, is that a book? Yeah, it's a book. Anything that's between uh, two, um, two end papers is a book, even though there's lots of pictures. So this one has like pictures, and then there's some text in it, and it's just very fun text. So it's classical pictures, and then someone decided to have some fun text inserted to it, and yeah, it's just delightful. And then we have a YA book. But I would say that if you like Cinderella, if you like cheesy but also underdog stories, this is for you. It is Geekerella by Ashley Housten, Cinderella retelling set in a fandom world. It's set around a science fiction world. It's not in a science fiction world, it's set around it, I would say. And it also has some different representation in there, and it's also, yeah, very delightful. And I reread it 2 years ago, and still as good as it was when it came out. And yeah, and also it has, like, now and then there is, give me a moment, give me a little moment, I can't find what I'm looking for. Now and then it has like this text passages, so that's fun. And yeah, and then we have The Bookish Life of Nina Hill, which I suppose will maybe not be the book to give people who have not read before. But if the people who have read like 10, 5 years ago, this is a nice place to start again. It's very fluffy, at least my version is. Literally. No, but yeah. It's about Nina. She lives in LA. She has a mom, but her mom uh, just is a kind of nomad. I suppose Nina, when you meet her, she's 28, so she's an adult. But she's kind of, her family has never really been close to her. She has a mom, but her mom has always been traveling. But she has a group of friends that she very much enjoys to be with. But she also loves to just sit and read. She loves books, but she also loves to go to quizzes, pub quizzes with her trivia gang. And then all in the book, she discovers she has more family, and then things happen. And yeah, this is a delightful read. It's very fluffy and fun, but it also just makes you think a bit. I feel like the best books are not completely fluffy, and it also make you big think a bit about the world and what would you do if this happened to you and stuff like that. Really, sorry. Then we have Newt's Emerald by Garth Nix. This is kind of think Bridgerton, but with a bit of magic in it, because there's drama, it's high society, but it's also in a world with magic and shapeshifters and all that kind of stuff. And it's delightful. It's just, yeah, very, very fun. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check out this book. But also, it's not long at all. As I say, I have it here, but I also listen to an audio, and on audio, it's also amazing. I would say also in general, I would say if you have someone in your life who wants to read, but who not really sure they do want to read, give them an audiobook subscription because there's so many great audiobooks out there. You can do audio while you're going on your way to work. You can do audio while you're cleaning. If you get your friends to read or to do audio, well, then the whole idea of I did to read is invalid because you can do audio while you clean and whatnot. So you can do audio while you're running, while you're walking. You can do it while you're whenever. Of course, not always, but you can't do audio while you're sleeping. But yeah, you get my point. Sorry. And then we have Queer as a $5 Bill by Lee Wind. This is a YA book. It's actually not a YA romance, it's a YA contemporary book. I feel like most YA contemporaries are romances. This is not. But it's about a guy who kind of thinks maybe Abraham Lincoln was a spy, and then he makes a school project about it, and then his school is like, is this a scandal? Which is weird, why would that be a scandal? I suppose Americans. But yeah, it's a delightful, fun story, which is actually also based on real life. There is a theory that Lincoln could be bi or in the closet gay. Then we have me coughing. No. Then we have The Epic Crush of Jeannie Lowe by FCE. This is and also yeah, I suppose this is also kind of standing because I feel like sometimes people say like they don't read because they don't really feel like they see themselves in books because all books are about middle-aged white guys or about a certain type of person that's not them. This is Chinese mythology. It's reincarnated monsters, so I suppose that's not true, but you have Chinese people at the heart of this book. So if you're Chinese, if you're Chinese American, Chinese British, whatever, this might appeal to you. It definitely appeals to me because I love mythology books in general. They're so fun. This kind of feels like a Rick Riordan Presents book, but it is a YA book in a way that it has a bit more romance, I would say, than the other middle grades usually does. So, yeah. This is the first in a duology. It is also finished, so you could get them both if you want. I have not gotten a hold of the second book yet. Plan to do that next year, so yeah. Then we have Curves for Days by Laura Moher. This is a small town romance. It is just very lovely love stakes. I mean, things happen. There is a third act breakup, but it's not like huge, but it's there. But it's also, yeah, it's just, for the most part, it's just a very, very lovely story. Also, the first in a series. So if they enjoy this book, they have more to come. Then we have more nonfiction. We have I'm Only in It for the Parking by Lee Riley, or the Lost Voice guy, who's a British comedian who doesn't have a voice. That's why it's called the Lost Voice guy. And this is his biography. Again, it's not a huge book, and it's funny because he's a comedian, and yeah, I feel like it's one of those very good biographies which gives you insight into his life, and it's compelling, interesting, and yeah, highly recommend it. And then we have From Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls by Lauren Graham, which is an essay collection. So this is, yeah, lots of essays where she talks about her career, about her interviewing, about her, yeah, lots of like her life really. It's mainly about her life between she got the role in Gilmore Girls until Netflix reboot, but it's a bit about her past as well, about her childhood. So if you like Gilmore Girls, if you like Hollywood, I want to see what goes on behind the scenes, this book is for you. And then we have Sure I'll Be Your Best. Sure I'll Be Your Black Friend. This is essay collections by Ben Felipe, who's African American. Well, originally Haitian, but he's black. And this is a series, as I said, of essays. So I feel like essay collection is also good because you can pick them up, read one chapter, and put it down again. And you don't really have to read it in one go or whatnot. And yeah, it's just a delight in so many ways. The Reader, which is one essay about reading. So it's 80 pages. And yeah, it's also delight. Why else would I recommend it? And then you have this last book, which is Funny You Should Ask, which is questions answered by the QILs. So it's, yeah, a weird question and then a good answer that goes into it. So if you're curious, if you like the world and think ask a lot of questions like why does that happen, not that, and what if that happened, this is the book for you. And yeah, I hoped that gave you some ideas and food for thoughts. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.